Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shazri bin Misal. Today I would like to talk and present about introduction in our assignment. First of all, we have selected the market structure of oligopoly and monopoly by comparing the AirAsia and Tenaga Nasional Berhad. AirAsia is a low-cost Malaysia airline based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It was founded by DRB Highcom in 1993. Tony Fernandez is a former music executive who bought the company while it was on the verge of blame and bankruptcy. AirAsia considered as a oligopoly, a market for oligopoly where a small of number of company dominates the market. Meanwhile, Tenaga Nasional Berhad is the biggest power station and supply electricity in Malaysia. Tenaga Nasional Berhad was established in 1990 by the Electricity Supply Successor Company Act 1990. TNB known as a monopoly in the market structure. This monopoly exists when a single firm who produces services and goods without close substitute in market. As a monopoly company, TNB has extensive supervision and the market control all over the market. So they are price maker and the consumer are the price taker. Thank you.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Putri Aisyah binti Ibrahim. My metric number is BB1716092. Okay, so I will explain to you about introduction of market structure. So market structure is best defined as the organizational and other characteristic of market. We focus on those characteristics which affect the nature of competition and pricing, but it is important not to place too much emphasis simply on the market share of the existing firms in an industry. For example, we have monopoly, oligopoly, monopoly competition, and perfect competition. So for our assignment, we have decided to choose oligopoly and monopoly. So I will explain to you what is oligopoly. So first, oligopoly is a market from wherein a market or industry is dominated by a small group of large sellers, or we call as oligopolies. Oligopolies can result from various forms of collusions that reduce market competition, which then typically leads to higher prices for consumers. That is oligopoly. Next is I will explain to you what is monopoly. Monopoly exists when a specific person or enterprise is the only supplier of a particular commodity. This contrasts with monopsony, which relates to single entity's control of a market to purchase a good or services. A small business may still have the power to raise price in a small industry.
Good morning, Madam Diana. My name is Noswaila binti Tugijan, which number metric BB17110652. Okay, so I will present for 3.0, which is characteristic of market structure. Based on our assignment, we choose monopoly and oligopoly. So the example of monopoly is TNB, and the example for oligopoly is AirAsia. Okay, so I will explain first about what is monopoly. So monopoly is an economic market where one seller dominates the entire market. So that means that shows that TNB dominates the market. Why? Because there is no close substitute to TNB. So that's why it's called monopoly firms. Okay, so for the price, high price may be charged since there is no competition. Okay, so as I said before, TNB there is no close substitute, so there is no competitor, so TNB will charge a high price. People will take it because there is no choice other than TNB. Okay, so for the characteristic, a single firm control a large market share in the industry, thereby gaining the ability to set price. Same like I talked here before. Barriers to entry. A monopoly usually exists when barriers to entry are very high, either due to technology, patents, distribution, overheads, government regulations, or capital intensive nature of the industry. Okay, so lastly, source of power. Market making ability by virtue of being virtually the only available seller in the industry. Okay, so for the oligopoly, market where the definition is market where the numerous sellers have their presence in one single market, a small number of large firms that dominates the industry, moderate pricing due to competition in the market. So as you know that there's not only AirAsia in that field. For example, there's many competitors. For example, Malaysia Airlines, Malindo Air, Jetstar Airways, and Centra. Okay, so it shows that AirAsia is the oligopoly one. Okay, so the price moderate pricing due to competition in the market. So the pricing is moderate because there is many competitors. So to prevent people will take that more, so they will have the new moderate pricing for each of them. So for the characteristic, a small number of firms dominates the industry. Okay, so for the barriers to entry are very high, as it is difficult to enter the industry because of the economies of scale. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Alright, I will present about SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is the method used to recognize existing strengths and vulnerability and the potential opening and risk. SWOT analysis is important in the enterprise because it will allow the organization in the future to recognize the possible danger in the effectiveness of the system they are undertaking. A monopoly is Tenaga Nasional Berhad as the sole provider of electricity and the organization of monopolies. The strengths of TNB in Malaysia cannot be ignored, and power plants are advanced in equipment, stable and efficient. This aspect has considerable significance in becoming Malaysia's top electricity manufacturer, and is hence backed up by government and its policy. Other factor helping the leadership in is TNB's integrated business portfolio. TNB offer from electricity to most of its secondary good of facilities as the company provider, consulting in the industrial technologies, assistance in the water, electricity, building and repair and maintenance service. Accordingly, integrated business portfolio help in TNB's strengths. Meanwhile, TNB's weaknesses cannot be disaggregated. TNB's weaknesses are its dependence solely on the Malaysian market and its small return on equity due to economy of scale and scope. While it has a large portfolio and Malaysia's monopoly, it is not involved regionally and its key source of income come from only Malaysia. This has an impact on the return on equity as the relate to the limited volume and scope of coverage does not hold the influence it has in Malaysia as the industry leader of organization of monopoly in the other area of South Asia. Apart from that, TNB generate large amount of greenhouse gas emission as day-to-day operation. Developing renewable energy power through the contribution of development biomass plant, solar hybrid project is the opportunities ahead of TNB. The global trend of renewable energy is so fast for that TNB should make a move right now to take advantage of opportunities of the near future and move away from the fossil fuel. TNB need regular effort to increase its plant efficiency by exploiting advanced technology. In addition to the establishment of a nuclear energy unit for future energy requirement, or the government strongly support the low carbon initiative. threat may be described as a challenge that company has encounter that are caused by external factor. The hazard posed by the TNB derive from the lighting operation. This is because Malaysia is experiencing the world's high lighting activity. Hence, lightning strike cause damage to the electrical component, particularly in hybrid system. This will result in high price to repair the harm that happened later. Alright, now for oligopoly is AirAsia. Those are AirAsia's strength is steady and stable positioning. AirAsia has been marketed as a low-cost carrier. The carrier has been successful in ensuring that its operational expenses are consistently kept as small as possible, implying that the advantages of this flow into the pricing. Weekly flight AirAsia realized that many customers travel from Trichy to Chennai and the Kuala Lumpur, Singapore and Bangkok, which proved to be expensive. Through customer research, AirAsia has been making use of cutting-edge innovation technologies. Some of their innovation in service including online ticket booking, printing, and e-checking in. The airline has also streamlined costs by sustaining online service from human effort with technology. Successful cost cutting, AirAsia is a low-cost airline which has taken also possible steps to cut costs. One strategy that airline has followed is to transfer the service pattern to the client who does most of the work as self-service. Weaknesses are used to refer to areas where improvement is needed on the businesses or brand. Two of AirAsia's main shortcomings are sustainable costs. AirAsia is a low-cost carrier, and it's also important that the airlines keep their running costs as low as possible. With fuel demand volatility and operating rate increase, the airlines find it incredibly difficult to keep their price as small as possible. Next is a low profit. AirAsia keep its pricing as low as possible in order to maintain its positioning as a low-cost carrier, and therefore rely entirely on volume for its profit, which in return can result in lower profit as well as reduced continuous revenue inflow. Challenges in matching quality of operation with pricing. Therefore, the airline finds it challenging to balance the quality with pricing, and this compromise on quality has been alleged. Opportunities apply to all environmental opportunities that the company on which can focus to raise its profit. Some of the opportunities include such in traveling overseas. There has been a surge in businesses travel in Asia, from where Asia's best destinations such as Singapore, Malaysia, and Bangkok are common in the tourist map on the world. And holiday season also are increasing pleasure travel. Those are opportunities that the airlines can take advantage of. Threat are those environmental factors which can be detrimental to business development. Some of the challenges are matched. The company is facing a great deal of competition from brands like Air India, Singapore Airlines, Virgin Airlines, and etc. Cost control is also a challenge in AirAsia. Find it extremely difficult to handle the fuel cost volatility and even to sustain its large aircraft fleet. Cost management over time is airline's most critical challenge. That's all for the short analysis. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Siti Fatima binti Isa. Now I'm going to explain with my part, which is conclusion. So in conclusion, there are several forms of business that are categorized as business that dominate the economic market in Malaysia. market structure which is divided into 4 categories that has its own characteristic that are different from the other market structure. As described and presented in above writing, our group already chose Tenaga Nasional Berhad, which is TNB, that categorized as a monopoly company in the market structure in Malaysia. Okay, this is because Tenaga Nasional Berhad is the only company that operates as a company that provides electricity service to the entire population in Malaysia. So, this company can charge higher prices because there's no competition at all. Okay, meanwhile, we choose AirAsia Airlines as categorized as a oligopoly market. This is because in this market, there are many sellers present in a single market. So yet only a small number, a large firm dominate the industry. Okay, every business in the economic market structure has difference in various aspects such as pricing, market size, and others. In addition, each market structure has its own strength and weakness, which are also differences in market structure. Therefore, any firm that wants to or just starting a business should take into account the type of market structure, market size, barriers to entry, and sales power, and others. So that's all from me, and that's all from our group. So thank you.